Welcome to another geocaching adventure. Today we're grabbing a few caches down on the peninsula that I can't get to with the dogs because dogs aren't allowed, and so I've ridden down. The ride here was all in the rain, which was terrible. Just give me a second, there's a little path here. That is what looks like a well-used path. They really want you to know that there are no dogs here or allowed here, which is annoying because I would love to bring my dogs here. So yeah, the ride here on my bike was all in the rain, and that was not good. It wasn't terrible. I've got my merino thermal on underneath this jacket with a t-shirt, and toasty warm, absolutely toasty warm. Also, today is the first day of the season, of the year, where I am wearing my big woolen, my winter socks, and oh, my feet feel fantastic in my Lem's shoes. It's just such a nice feeling. No matter what, you always, whenever you make a purchase, you're always sort of like, oh, is that the right purchase? I don't know. It's trying to not waste your money, that kind of thing. And I bought these socks a long time ago, and I only wear them for a few months of the year when I'm outdoors and stuff like that. And they are some of the best things I've ever done. And now with these boots, I am just so happy, so happy. It always makes a difference when your feet are comfortable. So we're grabbing a few caches today. I've already grabbed one. Let me throw in a little bit of footage from that cache, from that grab. It's a little bit windy for this one, but the hiking will start soon. And so that was the first one right up at the beach. The annoying thing about that one was, first off, when I'd finished, as I was signing the log, some people turned up and then they moved. But then some more people turned up, and one of them got out to have a cigarette, and they all just sat there in their car. And I was like, oh, how long are they going to take before I can go put this cache back? And I thought, screw it. So I just went and put the cache back. And so I keep checking. I'm going to check that log again and see if they were caches or not. I don't think they were, but it'd be funny if they were, because the cache hasn't been found for a couple of months. So to have two people turn up at the exact same time would be funny. There's another path going directly down to someone's house, which is completely fair enough. So, we're grabbing a few caches, as I said, and we're now going to go away from the houses, which I quite like. There's something about houses down here. I don't even have to go into that house, and I sort of have a feel for it. Over the years of my childhood, we came down to the peninsula a number of times, not too many, but a number of times. And there is something about the smell of the trees, the climate, and just the architecture and all that kind of stuff that just feels so nice. I don't know what it is. I really cannot figure another path going to someone's house, most likely. I cannot, for the life of me, figure out exactly what it is. I'm sure it's got to do with just the nostalgia. But we went to other places as well in my youth. But I feel like the peninsula must have been the one that we came to the most. And so as I said, the climate, the temperature, all that kind of stuff just feels so nice. So even though I've been living down here for 9 years, it still feels nostalgic in a holiday kind of way. Even I'm tired of saying this, but caching brings you to some of the places that you never would have come to previously. So straight across there you can actually see the bay. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can actually see the bay, and then on this side you can see the ocean, which there's just something really cool about that. You sort of, sometimes you forget you live on a peninsula, and being able to see the bay and the ocean just really makes for it. So I just found the cache here at Mount St Paul's. The view, as you can see, is fantastic. The wind is also absolutely terrible, so I'm really close to the camera. I don't know if I've got it too close, or we'll see. Fantastic cache up here. But I bumped into a family of 5, and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I just went straight into, "Oh, I'm caching," because I look dodgy. And I realised how stupid I look in the amount of camo that I have. My backpack's camo, my jacket's camo, my hat's camo. Like, I look like an absolute crazy person. So I quickly just went straight into, "Hey, do you know what caching is?" And I introduced them to caching, and showed them. Me and the kids actually found the cache here, of which I'm standing pretty much on top of. And fantastic little thing. Hopefully they do it and they get out there and they do some caching. But I've really got to put some effort into finding some clothes that are not camo. That's the goal. That's what I'm trying to work on. I've had some food. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring a spoon for my soup, which is really annoying, so I used a stick. But I've had my coffee, which was nice, and I'm on to the next one now, so I'm going to get out of this wind. Fantastic how you can go from being up in the wind and struggling to underneath an embankment and a canopy, and it's almost silent again. Part of me really likes being in the outdoors and stuff for that, but pretty much for that reason. The exposure to wild conditions and weather just feels good. Just feels like it's good for you. Obviously it's not great when you're doing it, but the hot shower I'm going to have when I get home is going to be fantastic. And speaking of which, I'm really pleased I've done what I think is a great job of clothing today. The merino thermal with the t-shirt under this jacket is absolutely perfect. Nice little camp spot there. Obviously you can't camp in here, but that's where I'd go. So this isn't an official path, but it's led me out right into the wind. And just such a wonderful location. I can imagine in summer people are probably down here having little picnics where they should be. You can see all the roots. You can even see some footprints. It'll be a fun place to explore, but I'm just not in the mood right now. I'm going to head back to the proper path. I had to answer a couple of questions, which I've done, and I've sent it away and I've logged it. It was fantastic. It had to do with this kind of rock here, I believe. I think I got the right rock. I hope so. But this is just a fantastic bay. Look at this. Unfortunately, because it's such an overcast and miserable kind of day, I'm not going to venture down, but wouldn't it be great, like, to have a little picnic here or something on a nice warm day? Fantastic. Even though it's such a small little bay, you can really feel how insignificant humanity is compared to everything that goes on the earth. Almost makes me feel like I'm in a Game of Thrones type situation. Expect some boats or something to come in through there. But anyway, I now have to walk all the way back to the first one, get on the bike, and then head off and maybe get another one on the way home.
Let's get started.
Oh, so this is the end of the first section of the adventure for today, and this is when we discover if the bike is still there. I had a strange feeling that someone might just take a wheel or something off. Oh, it's there. I can see it, and it appears that the wheel and everything is still there. It is. Oh, thank God. It's always such a worry whenever you go for a hike that you get back to the top of the trailhead and you wonder, is my transport still going to be there? Is my bike or my car or whatever still going to be there? And in this case, my ridiculously heavy, oversized chain has done it, and my bike is still here. Okay, so it's starting to rain. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, I was looking at the caching map and I was like, wait a second, there was another one that I was going to get and I couldn't see it. So, from here to home, there is a slight detour and there's another cache. It is a multi-cache. So, part of me is not sure. There is things I have to do. You know, I'm going to go to one point, get some numbers, go to a second point. Getting to this one, I will then need to do three extra spots as part of the, what's it called? Okay, so, oh no. It's only been found once this year, and that was in at the end of January. And it says here, starting this cache some 6 months ago, and now came back to finish it off. Waypoint number 3 is a highlight. Then another one is finally found it, taking bloody months to figure out the clues. With a little help from the CO, we were able to find it. Took us a while, but we found it. Like the previous cache, this attempt was done on 3 separate occasions. Some people have posted some pictures. Looking good. I'm really not sure if I want to do it or not. But I live remarkably close to this one, so it is possible for me on a better day to head down and get it. And technically I found 3 today, which has got me a fair few more smileys, which is great. So maybe I do this one on a different day, given that it's 3 o'clock and it's wet and I'm not in the mood. And by the time I get riding, I'm probably going to be even wetter. So you know what? I'm not going to do the next one, which the next one is called Rye Ramblings. W-R-Y Ramblings. I'm not going to do it, but I am going to do it another day sometime soon. So maybe in a couple of days I'll do that, and that'll be the next geocaching adventure, because it's effectively 3 or so caches in one. So that's pretty cool. So, thank you very much for tuning in. This is the Geocaching Adventures from Bobby Freakout. I don't know, something like that. This has been a great day. I always say this when I'm doing these caches down here. Come down to the Mornington Peninsula. Pick a better day than today, than a rainy day like today. But come down to the Mornington Peninsula and check out the caches, because they're fantastic. There are so many on the peninsula. You will You'll need multiple days to do them. I've taken years to get round to doing all of these caches, and I've still got a heap more to do. But yeah, so this has been a fantastic one, a fantastic little walk. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.